In today's breakdown, we are going to be covering this nasty, soul-snatching, ankle-breaking dodge from Aidan Carrol from the Maryland Whipsnakes. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so the first thing that we're gonna do is break down the play. Let's talk about what happens a little bit before, and then let's talk about the action and what Aidan Carrol does. So I got my play clip right here. Ball's behind at X right here. And so what they're gonna do is move it up to Aidan, up on the wing. He catches it. He's behind the 2-point line, just for reference. And notice how he has space. Now he's going up against a short pull on this. Now I'm not gonna provide any tactics. I'm mostly a girls lacrosse coach, so the guy's game is a little bit out of my depth. But now he catches it. The movements I could talk about though, however. So catches it. Now notice he goes into this skipping motion and he's moving towards the center of the field. He's moving his defender away from where he wants to go because he also wants to get a better angle. If he dodged right where he was and then went down the alley, it's not the best angle for the shot. Now the shot does get stopped, but that's not the point of it. We're talking about the movement to get him free. So he starts off with this skip and immediately goes into this stutter step or this 3-step motion into a split, goes to his left hand. Now, what's really important about this is that he goes full speed out of that dodge. That's his first dodge right there. That's his primary movement. He's going full speed, attacking top side towards the middle of the field. And guess what he does after? He drops into this beautiful rollback. It's this scissor rollback. Now I've done this in a couple of other videos where you cross over, you plant, you spin, and you go just like that. So that's very critical. Now, because he was going so fast and out of that primary movement, the defender's trying to stick with him and he gets his feet tangled and unfortunately he falls down on the ground. That's called an ankle breaker. So now after that, he gets down, he takes a shot, goalie makes an incredible save. The goalie saved them on that drive. But again, focusing on the footwork right here, this is so important for young players to understand. Number one, your first movement isn't always going to work. So it's important to have your counter movement, either number 2, 3, or 4, ready to go. How do you do that? Well, I'm gonna show you right now. We're gonna train that. But that's so important for young players to know is they need to have more than one move available because sometimes the first move doesn't work. And so he has great acceleration, great deceleration. Also, he's pacing out his runs. Let's go back to the skip really quick. Notice how he catches the ball and now he's going into his skip. Okay, it's like a little crossover skip right there, lands on the same foot. He's not going very fast in that. He's moving his defender towards the middle of the field because again, he's trying to get back down towards his right hand, also increasing his chance for a better shot based on the angle that he's going on. And let's watch it now. Now he stutters, takes just a couple of steps. And if you see the hashes right there, he's on the outside of the hashes, so he's still down on the alley for the most part. And now he takes that shot. Goalie makes a great save. But that is the footwork. Now, let me show you how to actually do it. All right, everyone, so before we jump into the breakdown, I wanna show you what I'm working with today. This is my weapon of choice. We got the RC1 with the Lax Zombie Die stringing job. It's pretty nice. It's a $50 stick with like a $25, $30 string job. Is pretty dope. So check it out. All right, guys, let's get into step number 1 of the Aidan Carrol dodge package. All right, the first thing that we're gonna start with is the skip, okay? Now, what he does is he takes a crossover skip. So let me show you how this works. Catches it from goal line extended, he starts moving up. He takes this crossover scissor step right here. He's going to then jump off of this foot right here, land on it, and then he's gonna go into his dodge. So how do we practice that? So number 1, I would say start with skipping. So we're gonna skip, land on the same foot, just like that. We're gonna do that a couple of times. Skip, land on the same foot. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, just like that. So we're gonna do that a couple of times. Now we can go sideways on that motion as well. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. We don't really need cones for this either because we're gonna be just kind of free floating in our space. We gotta kind of know how to do this with equipment as well. So we're gonna do this again. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. And then we're gonna go the other way. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's roll the other way. Now we're gonna start with a straight skip on this just to get the form. 1, 2, 3. And let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, where a lot of players struggle with this, especially when incorporating it into their natural run cadence, is slowing down, getting your feet under you. So this stationary stuff definitely works, but it's definitely more advantageous for you, and it's going to translate better when you get into game if you could do this with motion, okay? So we're gonna do this with a little bit of motion. We're gonna kind of run right here, slow down, okay? Step across, boom, just like that. We'll do it this way now. I'm running, step, skip, just like that. So practice different ways to do it. It doesn't seem like it's a hard movement to get, but I promise you, there are some kids out there that are gonna struggle with it because the coordination of running and skipping and doing all those things, it's not as easy to do. And I'll give you one more for free. So here's a good drill to do to increase your footwork coordination. We're gonna start with a jog, then a skip, then a side shuffle, then a karaoke. I don't know if I'm too close to the camera, but we're gonna do it again. Now we're gonna do it from this side. I'm gonna start with a shuffle, skip, shuffle, and again, shuffle, skip, and just like that. Now I'm practicing what it would actually look like in a game time setting. All right, that's step number 1. Let's get into step number 2. All right, y'all, so step number 2 is mastering the stutter step or the 3-4-piece combo. Right now, I set up a couple of cones right here. I have 4 cones. You can do this with 3 cones. It really doesn't matter. The whole point of step number 2, which is the stutter step, is to make your feet go really fast. I mean, that's the simplest way to explain it. What we're going to do is chop it up really quick. Now, we're gonna be continuing to move forward in our motion. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to plant that last step. That's gonna be our break step. And then we're going to split switch hands going down towards our left. And so this is a very, very good primary movement. That stutter step motion allows you to freeze the defender sometimes. So again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let me show you how we're going to do this. And we'll go slow, and then we'll start to pick up the speed. So what we're gonna do, and we don't really even need our stick in order to do this, but we're gonna start with it anyway. I'll start with my right hand. And before we get into actually going fast through this process, I wanna make sure that we are balanced in our approach. So what I usually have my athletes do is toe up, get ready to go on this. And what we'll do is we will plant and hold to demonstrate control and balance, okay? Next one, plant, hold. Notice how this foot didn't follow or slide. That's very important. We wanna stay tight, we wanna stay kind of wide, but not too wide. That becomes super problematic to push off for the next foot. Then we're gonna go into our next step. 1, right there, 2, and then we're going with that split, just like that. Now, obviously, in the game, we're not gonna pause. We're gonna get wrecked if we do that. But those are the building blocks to get us to go a little bit faster in that stutter step. The other thing that you could do too is if you have a line, to get faster feet. Number 1, you should be in the weight room. Okay, gotta get in the weight room, start lifting, doing plyo, start getting more explosive. That's number 1, really. Number 2, you could do some line drills where we're working on fast feet machine guns. A nice fun drill to get our feet firing really fast is to do over and back. And what we do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Ooh, getting burnt out already. But that's gonna establish us in getting a little bit faster with our steps. Again, force generation, being explosive, happens in the weight room. It just doesn't happen automatically on the field. So get in the weight room. All right, so now let's go into it a little bit faster. This time we're gonna go into a little bit of a jog, and I'm gonna go straight in again. So I might start with this step back, maybe jog in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gone. I'm breaking after that. So that's the slow version. I would do this about 5 to 10 times. First 5 go a little bit slow, next 5 go a little bit fast, and we're trying to increase the speed, but also make sure that we are hitting every single cone, because what happens a lot of the times when the kids get to this, they'll go like this, 1, 2, and they'll miss a couple of cones because they're trying to go so fast, but they didn't do all the prep work. So do the prep work, go slow, pause, show control, show that you're hitting every single cone, and then start going a little bit faster gradually, okay? Let's go a little bit faster now. So, enter a little bit faster. Okay, right-handed cradle because I'm going to be switching hands at the last cone. So I got yellow, blue, red, yellow, okay? That's where I'm breaking, so a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, split. Just like that. Let's do it again. This time, I'm gonna approach it from a little bit more distance, and I'm going to change my speed from kinda slow to kinda fast. Again, I'm still in my slow stage right here. So again, here, boop, just like that, all right? Now, let's go fast. I'm gonna get back into position. You could do this again, coming out slow, going a little bit faster, your choice. Now I'm gonna go into it fast. Just like that. I think I got out of frame a little bit, but that's okay. So that would be the progression. Start out, plant, hold. Really master it. Go a little bit slower, right? Back up, go a little bit faster. Back up, go a little bit faster. Now, let's add in a curl. Let's add in the skip motion. So, if you've seen it, you see that we catch it, go into this real quick skip to move our defender towards the middle, because again, we want to go back down the alley, having more space, creating a better angle. I'm gonna go skip, 1, just like that. And I'm off to the races. Hopefully I'm still in the frame on that. But after I do this stutter step, I'm taking a couple of steps down towards the middle, and then pumping the brakes, dropping into my rollback, okay? There's a specific name for it, it's the Pinoy step, where it's this crossover step. A lot of basketball players will do that motion to then go up and dunk it, but I'm dropping my hips, 1, 2, and then I'm getting into my rollback. But that is step number 3. And that's what we're going on to. All right, I'll see you in the next step. All right, everyone, we made it to step number 3, which is the drop step rollback. We're gonna be using the same cones that we used in our stutter step breakdown. We're gonna be using this for the drop step. You can use an octagon, you can use a hurdle. It really doesn't matter what you have. What you're gonna do is you're gonna create a line or some space to work on the proper mechanics of this. You could use pieces of tape I've seen people use. You could use 2 cones. We're gonna use this line. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Now, I've done other videos on this. You should definitely go check them out, in which we go into a very detailed breakdown of this. I'm not gonna go too detailed on this because it's not that hard to do. But it is hard to do. I know that's kind of a contradiction. It's harder to do if you're newer to different footwork patterns, especially out of a full run, okay? Now, you could do it slow, you could do it stationary. Players that are newer or intermediate, they can get that. But once you add motion into it, it becomes a whole lot harder. So I'm gonna give you a couple of progressions on how to get there. So let's talk about what actually happens. So in the play, we're attacking towards the top of the field, the center of the field, right? Why again? Because we want to move our defender towards the middle so that we can roll back and have more space going down the alley. Same thing for the girls' game. It really doesn't matter. This type of movement, good for the guys' game, good for the girls' game. If you can master it, you're gonna be awesome. So what's gonna happen in this right here is when I decide that I want to drop into my rollback, I'm going to do this motion. So what's gonna happen? I'm running, I step with my left. Now, if you're coming from the other side, it's gonna be reversed, right? So 1, I start turning my hip. 2, I'm planting, then I'm quickly opening to go the other way. So that's the drop step rollback, excuse me. Some people call it the Pinoy step. Some people may call it something else. The idea is it's not a pivot spin, so I'm standing up like that. It's not a very quick spin like that. We are dropping low to the ground. We're changing our levels and we're getting into our rollback. So we're going this way. I'll show you again. Now we could do this without the stick. Now, if I wanted to, I could even put the stick right here to work on covering a little bit more distance. So I'll do that right there for you guys. So what I'm gonna do, 1, 2, sit down. Sorry for the butt shot. We'll do it again. 1, 2, just like that. Now, some people will say, hey, well, you shouldn't be jumping into it high. Look, You're gonna do it how you do it when you're in the game. Now, if you can stay low to the ground, that definitely works because you're gonna explode out of it quicker. You're not in the air as much. But if you're running full speed and you take that big step, boom, boom, it is what it is. Just get out of it as quick as you can. So we'll do it again. Left is gonna go across first. We're gonna scissor, and I'm automatically turning my hips to shield and protect. Then I'll pick up the stick and do it. 1, 2, right there, right? Now I'm pushing off of that inside step, which was my right foot. Now let me show you what it looks like with the stick. In my left hand, defense is right here. Maybe they're on my hip exactly. Maybe they're a little forward, but now I'm going to stop on a dime, meaning I'm going to abruptly stop, almost stationary, not stationary, but like standing still stop right here. We're not gonna continue our motion going that way too much, and that's why this move is really effective. Get in the weight room if you wanna be more explosive on this, okay? So I'll switch my stance right here. 1, 2, explode out, switch hands. Now, here's the other thing I'll say about this movement too. If you roll out wide, you give the defense time to recover. So you wanna stay tight on this. Instead of coming back over the top, which I just did, not very good for me, you wanna make sure that you're going downhill as much as you possibly can. Make it a very sharp rollback or a sharp cut. So let me see if I can do this right here. Instead of going back over here, I'm gonna try and go down towards the red cone, okay? I'm gonna be facing this way, right? Just like that. Whoa, that was really good. Now, if you notice, I'm going downhill towards the cage. That's what I want. I don't want to be going away from the cage all the time, right? Sometimes it's going to happen. Look, it happens. But if you could train yourself to go down towards the cage, that's going to end up way better for you than going away from the cage, unless you're just trying to get away or make a pass or something like that. So let's do this a little bit faster. Sorry, I had to cut the camera really quick because we needed to move the camera to get into position for the stutter step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack straight down. I'm going to hit my stutter step, split dodge, break down, hit my drop step, roll back, and then go to the cage. I'll show you what it looks like slow. So I'm here, boop, 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 switch, boop, just like that, okay? So if you're working this at home, you're gonna need a little bit of space in order to do it. Now we're gonna incorporate the skip, okay? Caught the pass, 1, boop, boop, just like that, okay? So we went through steps 1, 2, and 3, right? We worked a little skip to kind of get us moving up top, right? That's a good change of pace, more of a tempo thing. Also, it allows you to kind of catch your composure, view the field. We're not going immediately into our dodge. That's not the point of that. Not to say that we shouldn't. Sometimes we go immediately into our dodge, but that's not what we're working. But then we worked on our stutter step. That's a good freezing motion. On itself, by itself, can be a very effective movement. And that's all you could use, or that's all you might need in order to get by your defender. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but let's just assume it's not. Now, we're going into our secondary movement, big movement, okay? The skip is not necessarily a dodge, but after our stutter step, now we got our defender going hard in the direction that we're attacking. Then we stop on a dime, stop abruptly with our drop step, and then go down towards cage. And hopefully if we did everything correct, meaning we went hard on our first dodge, and then we stopped hard on our second dodge with that beautiful rollback, adding some stick protection as well with our body, we should definitely have more space to shoot. So that's step 1, 2, and 3 of the Carroll Aidan dodge package. I mean, you've seen it work. Again, I want to stress this, it works in the guys game, works in the girls game. It does not matter. Replace this with a girls stick, replace it with a girls play. It's the same movement. So you should definitely give it a try. Let's see if we can do this a little faster now. All right, everyone, that is the breakdown. If you like that, go ahead and drop a comment. Let us know what you want to see next. Also, if you're not subscribed to the Prime Lacrosse YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we drop the next video. And till the next time, catch you on the field.